Hello darts fans, welcome back to the channel. Over the weekend we saw the Dutch Darts Masters, an unranked World Series event which some people would say is basically a glorified exhibition, but much like Bahrain, it had some great games and interesting moments, which is always going to happen when you bring the top players in the world together. It was Michael van Gerwen who got the win in his home event, defying a brilliant performance from Luke Littler in the final, and coming back from 5-2 down against Raymond van Barneveld in the quarters. With MVG title wins being less common than they were a few years ago, it's great to see how emotional he is when he gets over the line nowadays. The tournament in Den Bosch was the 50th International World Series event held to date. Amazingly, MVG has reached the final of 25 of them despite missing 6. Luke Littler's performance in the final was up there with the hardest MVG's had to face in a final of one of the World Series events. Luke averaged 106.71, which is the highest losing average in a televised final since MVG averaged 110.46 in a loss to Gary Anderson in Dubai in 2017. Again, there was lots of media attention on Luke, and he lived up to the hype, reaching his third televised final in a row. As well as his brilliant performance in the final, he managed to beat Gerwyn Price again, and got revenge over Luke Humphries for the World Final, even though it's only a short format game. I know there was a draw for this event, but I would have liked to see that repeat of the World Final saved for the first night of the Premier League in Cardiff. During the week between the Bahrain and Dutch Masters, Luke turned 17, which in the UK is the age where you can start to learn to drive. In an interview with the BBC, Luke revealed that he'll be using some of his prize money to get driving lessons and presumably buy his own car. He stated that by doing that, he'd save his dad or agent from having to drive him around to all the events and appearances and allow them to put their feet up on the dashboard rather than him. One of Luke's sponsors is a Skoda dealership in Warrington, so maybe they could help sort him out. During his run at the Worlds, Luke was also quoted as saying that he'd spend some of his money on FIFA points. Luke's clearly a big fan of the game, and it helps him take his mind off darts for a bit when travelling. He's clearly been buying some points already, as you can see, he has an amazing ultimate team. He was even pictured by Michael Smith opening FIFA packs in the practice room at the Dutch Masters ahead of his game against Dirk van Dijvenbode, which he managed to comfortably win. Smith gave the photo a funny caption, commenting on Littler's laid-back approach. And Luke will be able to buy a lot more FIFA points if he carries on at his current rate of earning, which ahead of the event in the Netherlands saw him earn £59 per dart thrown in senior PDC events. A crazy stat. It was previously reported in the media that Luke even met his girlfriend when playing FIFA Pro clubs, but in a recent interview with The Guardian, he rubbished those claims and said that they instead met when playing on the development tour last year. Luke will have to be careful with his money though, as he's set to have to pay at least £83,000 in tax from his World Championship prize money. Many news outlets tweeted this out, almost like they didn't know income tax existed, which HMRC made light of. Staying on the theme of prize money, this week we had confirmation about an interesting way another top player is planning to spend their riches. The Iceman, Gerwyn Price, has applied for planning permission to convert a pharmacy in his hometown of Markham in Wales into a fish and chip shop. The site currently looks like this, and converting it into a fish and chip shop would create 1 full-time job and 4 part-time roles. Price previously opened a cafe in the village, but is now planning to shut it down as the business is too up and down. He plans to move that business in with the takeaway. He said that, due to the cost of living crisis, footfall in the village was slow, so he was instead turning the cafe into a flat and opening up a takeaway to make use of the delivery apps such as Just Eat and Deliveroo. Now we're going to turn our attention back to the Dutch Darts Masters and take a look at a controversial and rare moment that happened in one of the games. Saturday's session in Den Bosch saw Gian van Veen make his World Series debut, winning 6-3 against Michael Smith, who averaged below 90. Gian managed to win 5 of the last 6 legs to wrap up that win, which was very big for him as he was going through a relatively poor run of form on TV, which saw him lose all of his group games at the Grand Slam, be beaten heavily at the Players' Championship finals, and lose in both the World Youth Championship final and his first round game at Ali Pali. As the game went on, Smith looked increasingly angry, partly due to his poor performance, but also due to a rare incident which happened in leg 8. Smith stepped up to throw and managed to hit a triple 20 with his first dart. Then, a camera flash could be seen on his face, distracting him and prompting him to step back from the oche and look over to the photographer's area at the side of the stage. Both Smith and referee George Noble then pointed over at the cameramen, telling them to turn their flashes off, which is a rule during all of the games. Smith was clearly put off, but managed to recompose himself and hit a 180, which Van Veen acknowledged with a fist bump. After winning, Van Veen spoke about the incident in his post-match interview. He said that he noticed one of the photographers had flash on before Smith got annoyed, so was happy when Bully Boy pointed it out. Gian said that it didn't happen during his throw, but that it did during Smith's, which could have distracted him. He said he gave a fist bump out of respect and asked the photographers to ensure their flashes were off, as it led to Smith hitting a maximum. Incidents like that have happened in the past, such as at Lakeside in 2013, where Daryl Fitton blamed flash photography for his quarter-final loss in the BDO World Championship. He said that he could see the flash on the perspex sheet for the scores, and after the photographer was warned, it happened another 6 times. At the Grand Slam in 2021, James Wade said that he was distracted by the noise of a camera shutter when aiming at a double. Wade missed the double, and then both him and the referee gave an angry look over to the photographer's area. He went on to lose that leg and shouted something at the photographer as he left the stage for a break. After the game, it was revealed that it was the photographer's first ever darts event. Going back to the Dutch Masters, another PDC representative that we saw lose in the first round was Nathan Aspinall, who was beaten 6-2 by Danny Noppert. Noppert and Aspinall seem to always play each other. The event did see Nathan debut a brand new shirt design, which has proved controversial amongst fans. I really like it as it's something different, but many don't. That's my question for this video. What do you think about the new shirt? Let me know what you do think about it in the comment section down below. Looking forward, the WDF Dutch Open will take place from Thursday to Sunday this week. The tournament, which is usually the biggest in the world in terms of players, has 6,677 entries this year over the various events. The event is so big that the men's singles draws features the top 4,096 round, meaning that some players could have to win up to 12 games to be crowned champion. One non-WDF player who wants to play in the doubles event is Dutchman Vincent van der Voort, who asked PDC CEO Matt Porter for permission during the Dutch Masters event, where he lost to MVG. This is because the latter stages of the Dutch Open are streamed. Last week we saw PDC tour card holders Simon Whitlock, Cameron Menzies and Jules van Dongen appear in the Vegas WDF doubles event, where the latter stages were streamed. It appears Vincent has been allowed to appear in the Dutch Open doubles, as his name appears in the draw, where he's on a team with his son Kevin. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and click on the button in the middle of the screen to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't ever miss a new upload.